I always feel such a sense of good fortune that my life in Toronto and Canada has provided me these kind of opportunities, and that a kid from Etobicoke of modest means could be competing for such an extraordinary opportunity like being the mayor of an amazing city like Toronto. Well, first thing that you have to know about me is I wasn't a little kid that from the time I was 3, people were saying, oh, you know, there's little Georgie and he's going to be prime minister. You know, I'm pretty sure in my household the expectation was that I was going to be a truck driver, and I have decided to run for mayor of Toronto because I feel that the city is on the cusp of greatness.
George is a very experienced politician. George has very big ideas. George has dealt with very complex issues.
The days that I spent working in the government of David Peterson were times where I really witnessed people coming together who believed that they could make a difference, that they could really change the way that things were.
Well, George is very, very energetic, and he is a tireless worker, and he never gives up.
He asked me, what is the problem? So I explained that I need housing, and I want to be like closer to the kids' school, because at the time they were coming to school at Regent Park, Duke of York. So he said to get connect with him. I get connect with him, and he helped me to get Metro housing.
Because Georges like to listen to the community if they have a concern or their problem. He never said to no. He'll try his best. So that is the way the people like.
A lot of people think that all power is that which is given through legislation or through regulation, and I've come to know power is something that's made. Power is made by leadership. Power is made by the capacity to get more people elevated and moving forward, arm in arm to a common end point. This is what power is.
George was probably the most effective minister of the Crown that I have ever seen.
I think most people know that for 4 3/4 years, as one of the longest serving and most successful ministers of health in Ontario's history, I made tremendous transformative change. Lower wait times, more nurses and doctors, more new hospitals, community health centers, hospices, and the like. Health is the greatest privilege that I could imagine a person ever gains, and I was in that role for almost 5 years, and I gave it everything that I had.
He gets things done.
He's a gentle, warm, loving, compassionate person.
I met him at a press conference that I did for Sick Kids, and ever since then we kind of hit it off.
Brandon's first press conference he had done on behalf of Sick Kids Hospital and Trillium Gift of Life. And he had just gone on the transplant list.
3 years ago, I received a double lung transplant, and he was a great part in helping me get through all of that.
He was one of the first phone calls we got at the hospital and wanted to know if he could come see Brandon.
He's really been a great guy to myself and my family.
When Brandon and George met, it was by chance. They landed on the front page of the Toronto Star together.
If I didn't have George, I don't know if I'd be sitting here today.
I'm so proud of George. I love him so much, and I've loved him from the day I met him, and I know he's going to make a fantastic mayor, and I've known from the day I met him that he was a born leader.
It's really always hardest on your family, and I just have to appreciate so much the complete love and support that comes from my family, from Christopher and from Michael, but also from my mom and my sisters and such.
A great mayor has to do a number of things. Number one, they have to elevate our spirits.
Give them a sense of confidence and hope about what they can actually get done.
Somebody's got to take charge and say, I'm responsible, the buck stops here, and I'm tough, and I'm going to call in bureaucrats and say, you're dealing with me.
You know, I don't really make an apology for the fact that from time to time I have had to let people know that I didn't think they were getting it done like they needed to.
He could always speak up and was loquacious.
I'd like to free Toronto to live out to her full potential, and that's the kind of mayor that I would like to be.
I think the city right now is broken. They got a spending imbalance, and you need somebody tough to fix it up. George is that guy, and he's tough.
It's not just focused on the city, but what's available from the country and the province that can be directed to the benefit of the city.
The TTC transit service should be improved. Put some money towards transit.
And bike lanes. Bike lanes are very, very necessary.
Public services are getting cut. No more strikes, because last year the strike just pissed off everybody.
I think that it used to be a lot cleaner than it is now.
I like a mayor who would understand, what the people want.
And I don't know what happened, but we've lost our swagger. And we talked about ourselves proudly as a world-class city. Now it's almost as if people are embarrassed to talk that way.
The thing that frustrates me the most is that on too many occasions my city projects a sense of powerlessness. But for me, I get my inspiration from the people that I see every day on the streets, and especially from communities.
It's about leadership. And I think George is a superb leader.
I've mentioned several times the need to restore a focus on core services, and as part of that, the city infrastructure. We need to alter our attitudes and understand that we have an obligation to respond to the people.
And I think he can elevate Toronto in all areas and make Toronto a better place to live.
Well, George Smitherman is going to be remembered as somebody who challenged us to get our Toronto moving again, to make Toronto work again.
Just elect George. It'll get done.
If we bring the energy and all the intellect that we have and we drive for the finish line on October 25th, that we will not end our journey there, but instead begin on the path to making Toronto great again, to making Toronto work again.
Good luck, George!
Good luck, George! And George?
Good luck, George.
Good luck, brother.
Go get him, George!